So Channel 7 are at it again, selling the story of the gender pay gap. And as always, they have not mentioned the average number of hours worked, and they have not mentioned the fact that over 96% of all workplace deaths are men. They've just looked at the average of annual incomes. It's quite extraordinary. They've actually left their comments open. You don't see very many videos on YouTube claiming that the gender pay gap is real with the comments open. Please, guys, leave a comment on this video. Let Channel 7 know what you think of the gender pay gap. It's only had 13 likes. 13 likes, and it's been viewed 2,061 times. Not many people are liking this feminist propaganda. The other thing that Channel 7 are not mentioning is the very widely reported fact that young women in their 20s, on average, all over the world, are earning more money than men. You can see there's news stories from the UK, from the USA, all over the place. Women on average are earning more money than men are in their 20s. And that is because of the quotas and the desperation to get more women into male-dominated industries like construction, but there is absolutely no interest in getting more men into industries that are dominated by women. So if you fix the gender imbalances in all the industries that are dominated by men, but you do nothing, absolutely nothing, to get more men into industries that are dominated by women, of course, it's going to become harder for men to find employment, harder for men to make money, and women in their 20s are going to earn more than men. Now, it's probably not going to continue in the 30s and the 40s because we're going to have a whole ton of women leaving the workplace to have babies and reducing their hours. So if a high percentage of women are leaving the workforce once they hit, 30 years of age, reducing hours, leaving the workforce, that's going to make the gender pay gap go in the way of men. But in their 20s, when most women don't have children, of course, women on average are going to earn more than men, which is exactly what's happening, despite the fact that, as this graph shows here from the ABS, in every single age bracket, women on average are working less hours than men. Women are also taking less risk in the workplace, and this is resulting in 96% of all the workplace deaths being men. So women are working less hours in their 20s, taking less risk in their 20s, but still in their 20s on average earning more than young men. That is what you call gender equality. Women take less risk, work less hours, make more money. The other thing I urge everybody to do is to check out, this is the best video on YouTube by a distance, What About the Gender Workplace Hours Gap? This is an agency that has been around for 10 years, costing the taxpayer $6.6 million a year. That means the Australian taxpayer has been forced to spend $66 million on this agency. And after 10 years, according to Channel 7, the gender pay gap is only getting worse. These guys have achieved absolutely nothing other than giving us all something to laugh at in this unbelievably good video, What About the Gender Workplace Hours Gap? If you haven't seen it, check it out. There's a link in the description to this video. There was also a link to dislike this Channel 7 piece of feminist propaganda. We're going to have a look at it now. Please leave a comment in it and please dislike it and check out the video if you haven't already. What About the Gender Workplace Hours Gap?
Building engineer Annie Potts is keeping an eye on her unwell son as she works from home.
It's really benefited my career because I have been able to progress to a leadership position while still being present at home.
A recent study shows that at every age, less than half of female workers are full-time, compared to the majority of male workers aged 25 or older. That matters, as 9 in 10 managerial roles are taken by full-time workers. And one reason why working women aged 45 to 54 take home $41,000 a year less than men. More women also work in lower-paid sectors, such as care and education. But the biggest drivers of the pay gap are found to be discrimination and time out for family.
We're calling on companies, on individuals, to really call that out and create a more flexible work environment for women and for men, and particularly for those who are caring for young families and children.
The gap between men and women's pay increases with age. Women up to 24 years of age earn $9.75 for every $10 that a man earns. By the time the average female worker is 55 years old, she's earning just $6.81 for every $10 earned by the average male.
135 years until we might reach gender equality globally. That's a pretty scary statistic.
Gemma Acton, 7 News.